Well, the question always comes up, is gold as a cryptocurrency? And is it competing, and why Bitcoin has surpassed the price of gold? It really is about crowdfunding and millennials trading cryptocurrency and not discovering gold as of yet. But I believe it will take place. I believe it's much easier to open up in minutes a cryptocurrency account to trade and move money around than it is to open an account to trade gold and move gold around. So that's why it's evolving so quickly. But I think the thing to remember is that you need electricity or your Bitcoins aren't worth anything, and you can't wear it like you can wear gold jewelry.
So do you think, actually, just in terms of the development, where do you think the tipping point is?
I think when it comes to gold and the cryptocurrency tipping point, it's a big question. I can't really foresee it exactly, but I think that when the regulations start to streamline themselves, like it's easier now to get on an airplane to fly, when they streamline opening a bank account and brokerage account to be able to trade, I think you'll see a pivot then that all of a sudden gold starts to trade as money. But as jewelry, I think that as long as the GDP per capita is rising for Chindia, affectionately known as China and India, is 40% of the world's population. The purchasing power parity of China has now surpassed the US. I think these are very important factors that all of a sudden you'll see gold snap up. It's a great, what are the two big demand drivers for gold? It's a great question, and what's important is separate them. A is the fear trade. And most of North American media and European media focus on fear. Well, what is fear? Well, fear bifurcates. It's money supply, excessive money supply, which is very bullish for gold. And two is real interest rates. What is the government enticing you to buy their 5-year government bonds? Subtract the monthly CPI number. If the yield is negative, then gold rallies in that country's currency. That's well documented. If it's positive, gold falls in that country's currency. That's the fear trade. The love trade is more important. The love trade is more than 60% of the demand for gold. And what is it? It's Chindia. It's China and India, Southeast Asia, and the Middle East that have an affection, a cultural affinity towards giving gold for gift giving. And as long as this part of the region of the world has rising GDP per capita, rising purchasing power parity, this cultural affinity is not going to leave us. It's very long, it's very sustainable. And I think that you're going to see all of a sudden the supply of gold from new mines is shrinking. I believe we have peak gold supply. And I think as the money supply continues to rise, GDP per capita continues to rise, that love trade is going to play a more significant role in the demand for gold. The big question is this, I always get, is the difference between the love trade in North America and what we see in Chindia, etc. What's important is this globalization of who's the CEO of Microsoft is Indian, of Pepsi is Indian, of Google is Indian. The migration of intellectual capital are Indian and Chinese to North America. It's showing up in England, it's showing up in Canada, it's showing up in the US, and they are big buyers of gold. So I don't think that that's going to go away in that emerging. But what I think is important for people to recognize is that it's been a great protector. I was shocked when India has 24 tons of gold, which is 3 times what Fort Knox has, and has protected them from every poor investment decisions made by the government, by currency devaluation over time. So not only do you get to wear it, you also get protection from currency. You know, I love coming to these conferences because there's very important face time with people. There's an energy. There's an energy that people give off, and you can learn from their insight, because no one has a monopoly on good ideas or perspectives. GPS works by triangulation from 3 different angles. So I think it's so important that people come to the LBMA to really learn from each other and share and prosper.